If you've been out in the garden this week, then the chances are that you're feeling the after effects right now. With the UK seeing some of the hottest temperatures to date, it's no surprise that people save all their gardening to when the sun's out and then they go and spend 4 hours in the garden. My name's Tom Smith and I'm an osteopath and naturopath based here in Rickle, just in between York and Selby. And I see this every year when it comes to the long bank holiday weekends or when there's a heat wave like we've just experienced here in the UK. Many people save all their gardening for a nice warm sunny day and they start the weekend fine. They do all their gardening on a Saturday and then they can't get up out of the chair on a Sunday. Many people, when they come in to see me, once they've done this, are double bent over, twisted to the side, and they just can't understand why they've developed aches and pains like this when they perceive that gardening is not like going to the gym. And believe it or not, gardening is actually a really good form of exercise. But the problem is we never do gardening in small dosages. We do one job and then we realise there's this to do, there's this to do. We may do a lot of weeding, which obviously is really easy to do, but obviously over long periods of time spent in awkward postures, twisting and bending and reaching. These are all things that can upset an already stiff low back. Kneeling down to do flowering can obviously compress the knees and stiffen up the hips. And also digging. And with digging, that's a lot of repetitive bending, lifting and twisting at the same time, which is all said to be a really complex set of movements for backs. Discs don't like those movements very much either, done repetitively. The one thing to say about all these movements is that they're not dangerous, and gardening, as we know, is not dangerous. It's a lovely hobby, it's a lovely pastime, especially spending time in nature. But obviously what a lot of people do is that they do lots of this all in one go. They may not touch the garden all year round, and as soon as the weather comes out, everyone's in the garden and they'll spend 6 hours in the garden. And some of the things that you can do to actually prevent these aches and pains happening, you can obviously take breaks here and there, do a little 20 minutes of gardening, go and do something else, go for a walk, or just take regular breaks. When it comes to attending flower beds, you can get kneeling pads or kneeling stools, which are said to be really good for knees, and they obviously lift from the ground a little bit so you're not having to bend your hips as much. And you've also got making sure that you're bending your knees and not your back. When you're going to pick up larger plant pots or you're squatting down to pick something up, bend your knees in a squatting action rather than doing lots of repetitive bending. And also, just obviously because it's been really hot and we've had the heat wave, dehydration plays a massive part in how you function and also how your muscles recover and how they fatigue quicker, and also the loading that goes through the tendons when the tendons and the muscles and the joints are already dehydrated as it is, and when there's obviously a lot more heat. So taking regular breaks and making sure you're drinking plenty of water. Don't reach for a coffee or a cup of tea to have your rest. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, just because obviously, as we know with caffeine, it's obviously got a diuretic effect, makes you want to go to the toilet more, which makes you more dehydrated, even if there's water in it. Trying to do all your heavier gardening activities, try and do it in the cooler weather as well. Try not to try and rush through things to get all your activities done before the temperature gets warmer. Try and space it out throughout the day and try and do all these things at much cooler parts of your day as well. If obviously you've done all these things and you are really struggling with your back or your neck or your shoulder or your knees, and feel free to get in touch. I'm an osteopath based here at the Rickle Region Centre. To book online, you can easily do that at www.evolveosteopathy.co.uk, and I hope those tips are helpful and we'll speak to you soon. Many thanks.